Are you drinking your liquor, by the way?
Yes, I'm drinking the liquor I got in Chongqing. That's the name of a town.
It just sounds...
It is called Chongqing. Actually, I need to do it tonally. Chongqing, Chongqing, Chongqing.
We're going to lose listeners.
Hello, this is Captain Poodle speaking. Are you ready to find love?
Yes, ahoy, matey.
Love. Exciting and new. Go online. They're catfishing you.
Shocker.
Fiancé.
Soon you'll be flying to parts unknown.
90-day Beyonce.
Marrying someone you only met on your phone.
Be they French or Chinese, a brand new K1 visa's the key.
Ooh, the key to what, Poodle?
To love. It's 90-day gays. Let's love.
We're going, y'all.
I promise you the name is Chongqing. I promise you it is spelled this way. C-H-O, this is in Pinyin, by the way, C-H-O-N-G-Q-I-N-G. Chongqing.
Y'all, welcome to 90 Day Gays. My name's Matt. And
I'm Poodle. Ni hao. Ni hao. Ni hao. Ni hao ma.
y'all,
I'm still in China, y'all. I'm in a town called Zhangzhou right now, which sounds like a way to talk about women's boobies.
it's true.
Like
and
she's got some big Zhangzhous.
It's true. And if you hear a voice in the background, that's Poodle's cute roommate.
That's my roommate who's laughing mutteringly.
As he should.
Anyway, so we're in Zhangzhou now. I've been to about 11 cities, and I've got like Chinese stickers all over me from being in all these places.
Do you wear a mask out all the time?
We're going to wear a mask here because Zhangzhou is a very polluted city. We were just in Chongqing, and it was a really nice, get your laughs out now, everybody.
I'm just holding it in.
The weirdest thing is the city right before that where it was snowing, where I made a couple cameos, was called Jinchang. Or sorry, Jinchong. Like, the Chinese need to have more words for towns. It's a problem.
Oh, God.
Anyway, and the one before that was Luoyang.
Oh, that's pretty.
The town wasn't. And then before that was I'm not going to go on this a long time. We took a we took a train to the frozen tundra on a commuter train because we were we couldn't get away from the overpass was like icy. Mm-hmm. So we couldn't get there by a bus, and we took a commuter train. And while I was there, this is Chinese New Year, so everyone's going back home. While we were sitting there, we were just kind of put on that train at the very last minute. So we're surrounded by Chinese people, mm-hmm. and the train's super crowded. And we're sitting there in this little thing, little like inset. There's a little table there. It's like a train, and there's this little metal tray. And I was like, wonder what that metal tray is for. I found out when a woman beside me started spitting her sunflower seed shells into it.
Oh, wow.
And I looked at her like she had just like crossed me. It was something. And then she took out a nectarine and put the peach in it, or put the pit in it. And I just stared at her. There were also like fake, awful Chinese women with their big fake bags. Everyone else had like nice people to talk to. We were around these awful women.
I'm glad no matter where we are in the world, you will judge basic women.
You're still basic bitches. But I will say the Chinese people are very very, very helpful. They're lovely. Everyone wants to help us. Everyone is nice. None of them speak any English at all. Zero. Like even the concierge at a hotel, which should be a job where you understand some of the English. I've been good at doing charades, or when I ask for cough drops, I go, I'm basically Harpo Marx now. I don't say anything. I just I just sign or go, and pat my stomach.
Harpo bitch.
Harpo bitch. That's how I do in China. But I will say, we've seen some beautiful places. We were just in Chongqing. Again, the name of the town. I will say, people went off on Rosie O'Donnell for saying ching chong, which she did say. But there are quite a lot of combinations of Chongqing and Ching something. So we should give Rosie a break.
Well,
I think we forgave her for that.
I think we did.
It was racist because she was talking. She also did the slanted eyes, I do believe. So we can't give her a break for that. Anyway, that's China, y'all.
I mean, Rosie O'Donnell, she was no Mickey Rooney as far as offending Asian culture.
She's so right.
Yeah.
That was awful.
That was awful.
I told you, I'm drinking this kind of grain alcohol made from sorghum that is not good. But it's the only thing that's going to make me okay to do this podcast because we had a travel day and it was. So let me just tell you before we get started.
Oh God, we're never going to do this fucking show.
We're late, and we're getting there. We go down the wrong escalator to get there because y'all, China is always hurry up and wait, and no one knows what the fuck's going on. Anyway, again, beautiful country, lovely people. No one knows what the fuck is going on.
Jesus.
It's like right before a concert. We waited. we waited over an hour because the mayor was late and he had to talk before the concert. He just didn't show up. And we sat waiting backstage for an hour. Can you imagine that happening? We were pissed.
No one would wait for Garcetti here.
No one would give a shit.
No.
Anywho.
What is your...
Oh, you need a key?
What is your...
the door.
Oh, Jesus. What is your grinder and scruff like? Have you had sex?
No, people are hitting me up a little bit. But I either haven't had time or we're not spending long enough at a city. Because
that's saying something for you because you're a quickie queen.
I know. I haven't had the time. But anyway, so there's this grain alcohol. It's not very good.
Oh God.
But anyway, so we're in Chongqing, and we flew from Chongqing to Zhangzhou.
Oh God.
And then we're waiting to go. We're in the bus, and I swear to God, we just see in front of us like a bus billowing smoke. And I'm like, is that the first person in front of us with other people on it? Someone says, and I was like, oh my God, I hope no one's on fire. Save the violins. Anyway, it turned out there was a bus on fire. Then the fire department came. So we just sat there for 20 minutes and probably 30 minutes, watching a bus burn. While they shot water. And I'm like, okay, we'll get to the hotel sometime. And then everyone just moved on. So here I am, about an hour later than I thought I would be, and later for you. So I appreciate, and this podcast is going to go up late, so y'all can suck a dick because China's hard.
Like that woman who left a review. That is true. # China's hard.
China is hard. Okay, cool. And my roommate just walked out, so I won't be distracted anymore.
Okay, great.
Okay. Anyway, so let's talk about the show. I think that's all I have to say about China.
He gets distracted because his roommate's a handsome black man with a huge penis.
Yeah, I can tell. I haven't seen it, but yeah.
Oh no, it's speaking
it's something.
You haven't seen any of these, by the way, but this is actually appropriate to the show. Have you?
I can't really see. I can occasionally get on Facebook. I can never see Facebook Messenger. It's a problem.
You haven't seen any of the new Sabrina teasers, have you?
No.
Oh, they made, as a teaser, they made a music video, but it's so campy and fun. And then they did.
I did see that with the dancing.
And did you see the behind the scenes?
No, I haven't had. They don't even have YouTube. They don't even let their people let their people breathe here.
We love China, y'all. If you're listening, China, we love you.
Y'all, China is doing everything. I think people are monitoring me. There are cameras everywhere.
Oh, God. They are monitoring.
there are these QR codes that you have to scan to get into places. They're like, oh, it's easy. It's just a way to keep track of fucking people. I mean, I love you, China.
I love you, China. Okay,
fine. It's fine.
We're gonna
let's dig in.
Let's jump in the show. I just want to say for everyone, if you
terrible.
that I posted on Twitter, I think, and I talked about it on Instagram and on Facebook. But watch the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina trailer. It looks so good. We're gonna be covering it in
I'm very
Bitchcraft.
excited.
I don't know if you saw the behind the scenes video where Gavin Leatherwood tells Ross Lynch, who's wearing the crop top, that he has something in his teeth. And then Gavin Leatherwood helps him get it out of his teeth with his finger. And he says, oh, I got it. And then Gavin Leatherwood licks his finger that was just in Ross Lynch's mouth.
What?
I thought I lost you again. I'm telling you.
What?
That
happened? That's like a secret scene.
It is a secret scene. I think they're listening.
This is what I'm missing in China, y'all.
You're going to go.
I'm missing prime homoerotic content.
You are. All right, let's jump into this. Let's talk
Someone's
about...
going to put me in jail for looking at Sabrina.
God.
I mean, I love you, China. Don't come arrest me.
Love you,
Homosexuality
China.
is bad. I'm fine.
Bye.
I like women.
Yeah.
I love women. I love boobies, China.
Well, you know what?
I'm a good production citizen.
Our Lonely Hearts, Angela and Michael. Michael has something in common with you. He doesn't like to go down on the gooter. Who knew?
It's true. I wrote down, we're in Nigeria, baby.
I wrote down, I didn't know you could get Botox in your fucking chest.
It looks terrible. It looks awful. I've never seen someone get Botox in their cougar skin down there.
I think that's why it looks better though now. Everybody was saying earlier, like
chest plate.
Her chest looked weird. I think it was the bruising, but if you look at the confessionals, like when you can tell that her work is sat in, her chest is much smoother.
Better.
Yeah.
My first thing I wrote down was, I reiterate, I've said this before, Michael deserves a heavenly reward. My grandmother would say that, when I get my heavenly reward. And I guess that's like someone like Jesus giving you a big piece of gold bullion. Come at us if you've heard people say, I can't wait for when I get my heavenly reward.
I remember that.
It's like you turn in a lost cat or something, and Jesus says, here you go. Here's $50.
I think my heavenly reward would be when somebody with an 8-pack and a huge dick fucks you and tells you you're beautiful. Because that's never happened to me.
I don't think that happens in heaven.
Oh, well.
It happens in the other place. Anyway, which I'm fine going to hell if that's what's there.
Yes. It's fine.
So Michael misses, I quote, her crazy ass. And I wrote down, oh my God, he brought her another cake.
That was funny. That was funny, actually.
And I will say, Michael said she likes sweet things. And I said, I'll take the understatement of the year and obvious things for 200, Alex.
He did say that. I mean, not a lot really happened with them, I feel like, in this episode. Except for that we clearly see that Angela never listens to anyone or any fucking thing. When they try to explain any type of point, she just starts yelling at them.
Yeah, and she has rage issues, and she basically said that the reason why his not immigration lawyer but his person told her that is because she's Nigerian, and her lawyer knows what's up, and
because Americans are smarter.
They're already fucking fighting, and that was a nice 20 minutes. What? And then I put another thing I wrote down. Michael said, it's tough to deal with Angela when she's tired and upset and hungry. Again, another understatement of the year. I'll take that for 300, Alex.
Hell,
I'm the same.
That's
I'm
poodle.
not good when I'm tired and hungry. I'm not good.
You were horrible.
Yeah.
Who is though? Who is that? I'm not good. Who is?
I don't know.
I will say whether it's cake or a clock, Angela does get appeased by a gift very easily.
Okay.
Y'all, we're at the Lagos Travel Inn again. The Lagos Travel Inn. Come at us if you've been to the Lagos Travel Inn.
I think I'm at the Lagos Travel Inn. This is actually a nice hotel. It's just got shitty internet. There's silkscreen paintings. There's what looks like a fake fireplace.
Focus on Angela and Michael, goddammit. We only have an hour.
All right, I'm focusing. So anyway, we're dealing with a clock with their pictures on it. And so every o'clock you can get a Michael. It's her who says that. Or maybe it's like when it's 4 o'clock, it goes, I love you, baby.
Baby. Yeah, I was about to say,
and
baby.
then midnight is, I go to BJ. Or no, she said she did the BJ. I think that's what he said.
She did the BJ. They kind of just now are just, they're almost like they're just walking memes. They're just regurgitating all the same stuff. Angela even pulls out all the sexy stuff that apparently is so disgusting this time. The whole fucking box is blurred. So, like, what do you think was in that box?
We haven't blurred anything until Tania's boobs or Tania's butt. Exactly. We haven't blurred anything. We've shown a lot. I think it was probably her, his kind of like naked ass. That they couldn't show.
Yes, the model.
I don't know. Then they started like the music started getting porny, and it was really disturbing.
It was. I don't know if a lot of people saw this. Maybe you saw that on your Flex TV. Shout out to Sissy Squad for getting us that Flex TV.
It wasn't up on Flex, but I bought it on Amazon because it takes a little longer on Flex.
Okay.
On Plex. Plex is a spa in Los Angeles, y'all.
On Plex, Flex, Sling, wherever you watch it. So, y'all, I don't know, on our TiVo, at least on my TiVo, Poodle, I don't know if you saw this on your Plex, but,
Plex.
Whatever.
Plex is a spa.
They're,
not my thin. But you know what? You go on with your bad self. You like spas.
Yeah, you do spas. Angela pulled out the things that they blurred, but nobody really saw it. But I saw sitting in that purse were Caesar's panties. I don't know how they got there, Poodle.
Oh, it's been a long journey. I went to Florida, and I went to Mexico, and now I'm in Nigeria.
I thought we were going to stay in that backseat floorboard of that Taco Bell parking lot forever.
Oh, and now I might have some fat redneck wear me.
Yay! Black dick. And scene.
Oh, I love those panties.
I love y'all.
I've missed them.
Come at us if you miss those panties.
Oh, we get to fulfill our destiny.
Anyway, they basically wasn't much more. They went and had Nigerian food, and Angela was horrified.
I'm going to talk about this. So they're going to breakfast from Nigerian music, and what did I say? Nigerian music. I can't read my writing. They're going to breakfast in Nigeria. Y'all, breakfast in Nigeria is kind of like breakfast in China. Let's just say that in breakfast in America, we have like easy meals, eggs, bacon, kind of like, kind of easy breads. China goes all for it, y'all. There's like spicy shit. You can get noodles and broth. Sometimes there's like spicy stir fry and shit. And they have congee, which is rice porridge. And it's not really good. Anyway, sometimes how Angela looked at Nigerian breakfast is how I look at Chinese breakfast.
You know how you go...
Was that the Harry Potter phone ring?
It started to ring. I silenced it. You know how...
Wait, is it 11:15? Who is calling you that late?
I don't know. Can you just focus?
Sorry. I play the Harry Potter theme at our concerts on my cellist.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway, I'm focused. Anyway, so Nigerian breakfast. She doesn't like the only breakfast Angela's ever eaten are Hardee's gravy biscuits, y'all, and maybe an egg McMuffin when she thinks she's dieting.
Yes. Now I want that. It's like I guess China, they eat, you know how like when you're hungover and you go to McDonald's to get the breakfast food, but they serve the Big Mac anyway, and you're hungover and want to throw up, and you get a Big Mac at Sprite at 9 a.m. anyway?
I don't know anything about that.
I don't either. I know nothing about it.
So they're eating breakfast, and then a fly just lights on her. I just kept staring at the fly.
The shit you noticed, I didn't even. That's where she made the comment that Michael, you'd eat that fish with teeth, but you won't eat a vagina.
That was a lot.
They bleeped her out. What do you think? What word did she use instead of vagina?
She definitely said twat. I'm certain. You won't eat my twat.
You think twat? I was thinking, that's a good one. Twat or maybe cooter.
Oh, God.
I could see
you won't eat my coochie.
Coochie.
I changed my answer. Coochie.
I agree.
Coochie.
It was
she said coochie.
It was coochie.
You won't eat that one. You want my beef? You won't eat my coochie? She said coochie.
She said coochie.
That is the word. If we would go back in those archives, the word coochie would be screamed in a nasty, flinty dialect.
It would.
Anyway.
It would. It would.
I just want to, the last thing. So Michael's basically telling her that he wants to get married in Nigeria. She's not having it. I think you said last time do I think so? I think he might pressure her to do it. I don't know. I have this kind of feeling.
I think so too.
Then I want to talk about the confessional where Angela is wearing what I can only call a blue Lucy from Charlie Brown dress with puffy sleeves.
With a match, and then she has the matching eyeshadow. I think this, y'all,
Michael, you blockhead. That's what I thought.
I think this is that she's been listening to the show, and this is her ode to let it be, let it be. I think she's Anna the Snow Queen. All right, y'all, we're going on to Mike and Natalie, and it's been a whole day since we talked about Angela and Michael because Poodle's in fucking China, and y'all, his internet went out. I didn't hear from him. And then Jackie posted on the Sissy Squad about a tour bus landing in a sinkhole in China. And everyone's been so concerned that it was Poodle. They were literally putting like hashtag Poodle's in a sinkhole. And I said, no, that's just his ass.
That's what they called my ass in college.
There goes sinkhole. Spatoon.
So anyway, y'all, I'm back. It's really hard. The internet here is really problematic. Also, you notice I may sound like this because it's early in the morning, and China doesn't have regular coffee. They have Nescafe. And so it takes me about 4 hours to wake up. So I'm drinking my Starbucks Instant here.
Is your roommate still sleeping in the bed?
He's still sleeping it off.
Y'all, I can say this because the roommate can hear it, but we had to stop our show last night because he got so drunk in the bathroom and was calling himself ugly. And I told Poodle to suck his dick. That would make him feel better. But Poodle said he was drunker than Cooter Brown. And he couldn't.
It wouldn't have helped.
Would have just been like a soft caterpillar just crawling on your face.
It's one of the few things a good dick sucking can't help.
It's true.
That can almost cure cancer, some dabs.
It's true.
Anyway, let's jump into Mike and Natalie.
Natalie.
So the first shot we have is Natalie just closing her eyes.
Oh my God, I wrote this down too.
And I was just like, is she transcendentally meditating? Is she putting herself somewhere else? Y'all, she's crazy. She's batshit nuts. She's like she's got like Chippendale Rescue Rangers go around in her head.
She does. And you know what I think it is? I think Natalie and Jasmine are both from the same fembot factory, and I think she's rebooting when she closes her eyes. That's what I think it is. She's got a faulty iOS update, and that shit hasn't taken.
I would love to agree with you on this, but you will not believe this, but I had a visitor last night. I don't know how she found me. I guess she knew that I had an open cot available.
Oh, God.
But guess who showed up at my hotel last night? Guess who showed up? Even in all the drama. Cousin Olga.
Olga, she finds a way.
She heard that there was a lot of Chinese businessmen to swindle. And
I hope she doesn't talk too long. The Sissy Squad doesn't like it when she talks too long.
I briefed her on this, and she told me to fuck off. So, anyway, so
why don't you go try to blow your roommate and let cousin Olga talk?
All right, she's out in the room trying to get her hand normal from giving a hand job last night.
Okay.
All right, so okay, here's cousin Olga. Hello, I am in China with Poodle.
Hi, Olga. You are a good traveler, Olga.
Yes, I stole away in suitcase. I am only 90 pounds, so I can fold my body.
Oh, you must have taken gymnastics.
No, I just bend body in the right shape, and businessmen look like my body when I can bend it all over. My head retract. It's fun. Anywho, I need to talk about Michael and Natalie.
What do you think about Natalie?
This basic Ukrainian girl. I know you say she fembot, but no, fembot actually perform quite well. We have them in Ukraine. you want to go to work? You hire fembot. It look just like you.
This is true.
Sometimes their heads pop off and they're fine. And you may not want to fuck your husband, but you use fembot, and fembot does a good job. And I want to talk about she crazy girl. The thing is she thinks she's trying to get Michael to make her to say, no, I want to stay with you. Oh, I want to stay with you. And then, first of all, silly girl, she cannot say she loves him. Do you know how easy it is for Olga to say I love you? It's 3 words. I love and that's I love you in German.
Oh, I got that.
I love you in Russian. Poodle just came in for a minute there.
He helps translate.
I was correcting. Yes, this is Poodle again. I'm correcting. Sorry, this is Olga again.
Olga, tell Poodle to stop messing with your lines.
I know he really a pain. Olga hate homosexual.
That makes
very
sense.
strange. I hate homosexual. So anyway, so Natalie could just say I love you, and she chooses not to. Do you know what happened when Olga say I love you? Olga get piece of jewelry.
They
just sent it to me.
Or a boat.
Oh, I was like, yes, I get. You know what I get one time? I get someone just I love you, and just some man bring me baby.
There you go.
No, and let me tell you something else. I sell baby for a lot of money. Anywho.
Okay, Olga. Well, I think we got your thoughts.
Because in Ukraine, you just, you go to airport and people put babies on airport carousel. You just pick one up. It's fine.
Makes sense.
Anywho, so Natalie cannot, she cannot tell Michael she love him. Anyway, she say things like, "Oh, you have time to work on your relationship. How can I know if I love you? Blah blah blah." No, you know if you love them. You feel their wallet, and if wallet not thick, love them. It is simple.
It is simple.
Anyway, so she's going on. She talks about this is all a farce. And then she throw her ring at him. How dare she throw ring? No, Olga has eaten ring before to keep authorities from finding. But no one, and it's fine, you poop it out 3 days later. So, but she throw ring at him, and then she have the audacity to say, I no put it on my finger. What? What does that even mean? Yeah, she don't know how to act.
That
She
was
know,
very,
she know,
that
she
was
don't
very,
know how to act.
that was very stupid. The what she wanted this. I want him to perform action and put it on my finger. What the fuck is that? That's game shit.
No, here how you do. You give him lovely blowjob. He give you a ring. You go buy Fendi purse. That's it. That's a day.
Everybody goes to bed happy.
Everyone goes to bed happy. Anyway, Olga got to go. She got to go get breakfast because she had not eaten in 3 days, which is a normal thing. But she need a little vodka in the morning. It's hard to get vodka in China.
Well, all right,
Anyway,
Olga. Well, enjoy your
Olga
cigarettes.
says, "Ta-ta, bye."
Olga was
I'm back, y'all.
She was a little more concise today.
I think the trip to China has her jet lagged.
Oh, probably so. I want to talk about when, and I guess this is a Ukrainian thing, or when Natalie says, like, it's this whole pragmatism where she's like, I have feelings that will grow to love. And that's where I was like, that's literally, I wrote, does the latest iOS update not have love in it? Are we waiting to get that from Tim fucking Cook? Because, or is this just a culture thing?
I think, though, she has said that she loved him before.
Yes.
And that's what he doesn't understand. I think she has severe. I think maybe her mother taught her that the games are the only way to hook a man, or maybe it's not her mother. She has severe. I know we talked about we think it's trauma or something. We don't know what's going on with her.
And speaking of mom, y'all. Oh, Jesus. Natalie's mother's been stuck in that fucking loft for probably 6 months up there. I didn't even know that. Bless her heart. She didn't even have time to dye her hair. She's got roots.
She's got lots of roots, and her hair kind of looks like, I will say, someone did post a picture of of Natalie's mother to a pre-transition Caitlyn Jenner. And it was pretty close.
They do look somewhat alike. I see that. I think if Natalie doesn't date Mike, I think Mike's mother might fuck him. That was very sweet, actually, when he just went in there and cried.
Yeah, that was something. And he's like, "Mama, I'm loving you." And then Natalie had the nerve to say, "You need to apologize." I mean,
she really it's so funny. She wants him to do all these things, to put the ring on, to apologize, yet she wants to take no responsibility or fault for anything.
And she has like I think I overheard Olga say, she has no game. She has no,
she doesn't.
And she thinks she does. She's trying to handle these things in a not good way. This whole Olga seemed to like this section more than I did. I found this completely useless, this whole segment.
I thought it was sad. It made Mike a little more likable, but I think it's almost like Natalie doesn't understand other people's feelings.
I agree. I don't know what's going to happen now. He's left. I don't know if there's a future for them.
I don't know. I don't know.
Can't say. Everyone else has no problem saying "I love you" on this show.
It's true. I mean, honestly, look at Natalie, y'all. She's going to be just fine. But Mike, he's got to go back to Bojangles. That's all he's got.
You know what? That's the most stable relationship in his life.
It fucking
and we need
is.
to go for that.
I just want to say one more thing.
I missed you.
Exactly. That's what Bojangles would say. I still think, though, when he leaves, you see in the kitchen, she just closes her eyes and looks up. And I'm telling you, that's like, she is rebooting. One thing that Natalie said that I am totally going to use now when I fight with my boyfriend, I'm going to say, can we just stop this farce?
I enjoyed that quote.
I did too.
Can we stop this farce?
I mean, whew. Anyway, y'all.
It was ridiculous.
All right.
Anyway.
I think,
that's all. I'm done. I'm done with that one.
Yeah, I think I'm done too. So let's move on to our next. Oh, the winners of this episode. Let's move to
I agree. It was my favorite.
everyone. You can't look on the things, but everyone. Let's move on to Juliana and Michael and fucking Sarah.
Actually, this was Sarah Juliana.
I know, but I mean segment, the Lonely Heart.
Yeah,
there was no
there
Michael.
Was no Michael.
Which is why most of us enjoyed it.
I will say this episode was great for two reasons. There was no Annie and Robert.
There wasn't.
Nor was there any Emily and Sasha. Although I missed Shady Betsy. But
we're going to get her next week.
Yeah.
And Emily's got like crazy white Christina hair, like Xtina, when she went by Xtina. Remember that?
Yes, and she was just like, you would see like her, and she would be like shaving her panty line, and you would see it.
Yeah, basically. I think Emily's going for that look now.
Those were rough times for Xtina.
those were dirty, and boy,
that was during the dirty time.
I got strep throat from that song too. Anyway, y'all,
Juliana's she's biking. Juliana's biking,
bringing over CC stuff, and just. Look, now I know some people are I don't know. I'll be interested to see what people said in that listening to her talking about being a model, coming from where she's from and being 15 years old and being told to lose 10 kilos, which I think is more than 10 pounds.
It is. It's like about, I want to say 18 pounds.
That is horrifying to me.
Yeah, it's rough. Someone come at us with an exact conversion. I can't do it right now because I'm in China.
Someone come at us with exact conversion because I can't do it because I don't care enough. I don't want to. So come at us. That I just thought, just when you really hear about what Juliana, that was just, it was just heart wrenching. Kind of what she's been through to do that.
Agreed.
Great. The roommate's awake, y'all. I don't know what's going to happen now.
Okay. This was a really beautiful moment, y'all. Sarah was actually tearing up hearing this story that basically she was a model at 14, Juliana was, and they told her to lose 10 kilos. And then she joined a church where it was like no makeup. She can't wear pants. And Sarah basically said, oh, so you were basically in a cult.
Yes.
And her husband was 34. She was 17. It was an arranged marriage. Sarah's head, you can see Sarah's head. It is spinning. And you can see Sarah thinking, I judge this person. And you can see Sarah in real time, like say, oh my God, this is a good person. And I told this person not to parent my children. She even said that. I told you that, but now I know that you're strong. And you love my kids, and I know that. And I teared up.
I teared up, too, because Sarah was a mirror for all of us. And this is a reason, too, why y'all, we need to all support women, but women especially need to support other women because, y'all, we don't realize the shit that goes on, not just in our country, but in the world, how other women are being completely oppressed through marriage and having to have children. It's such a problem. And I think this is what she could have. I'm amazed, truly amazed that Juliana at 17 had the fortitude to say to that husband, to leave that husband, to come back and divorce him. That's fucking balls.
She's really strong. And I think Sarah says, oh, wow, we have a lot more in common than I thought. And y'all, this was supposed to be, before this season started, this was the joke of the season. When Michael was saying, she's not a prostitute. Like, this story was the joke of the season. It has become the most successful. I'm amazed. I loved them. I'm
going to cry at this wedding.
I agree. I liked it when Juliana said, this is how it is in Brazil, that we need one thing that makes us happy. And I was like, wow.
Wow. Yeah.
If we all had that perspective, and then
if we all just listened to one another, just listened.
Yeah. When Sarah said, we sort of fill in the gaps for each other, I guess.
Oh, that's when I teared up
again.
Yes. That was beautiful. And then Sarah said, Sarah should fucking run for president. I'd vote for her. She said,
Agreed.
which I think is so important that y'all, this is like a lesson in fucking life where she says, this is not a competition. By trying to take away from one person isn't helping anyone. And I think that's so what we think. We think that if someone else has something, we can't have it. And that's not the way it is at all.
Yeah, it's like scarcity, like the scarcity principle.
It's not like when Poodle or Angela are eating cake, y'all. Because if you take a cake before Poodle gets cake.
Take the cake. I think it's gone.
Oh, she freaks out.
You know how people are like waiting around at a party for someone to eat cake first? That bitch is me. I am always the first person to get cake.
Y'all come at us if you're the first.
You're the first person
to get cake, or
if
come
you're
at
the first
us
person at any party where you're the first person lined up to get cake.
Yes, or come at us where someone has thrown away cake and you've gone in the trash and pulled it out. Because Poodle's done that too.
I have never done that. Wait, I have done that. Never mind.
Yes,
because it was on top of things. It was on top of things.
And it was in a
trash.
box. But I remember the next time I threw away cake, you made me pour salt and pepper and food all over it so you wouldn't pull it out of the trash can.
This is true, and I'm not ashamed of it. Because, you know, when you put stuff in the trash, it kind of sits on top of other things. Come at us if you've eaten food out of the trash. I don't know what kind of answer we're going to get with this.
I'm so scared with this. You know, Ashley Buccino's got fucking Taco Bell out of the trash when that bitch has been drunk.
Mm-hmm. Y'all, you need to put salt on your food sometimes. Here, I won't look. I won't look when you get up naked. All right. Anyway, so that was to my roommate. So let's talk about when they're talking about Michael, and Sarah basically says, you know, so when you get money, Juliana, don't give it to Michael. And she basically says, I don't. The Juliana's like basically like, yeah, he thinks he has power over me, but I let him think that. Again, she's the MVP of this season. I love this storyline more than I ever loved any.
Oh yeah, when she was like, and he says like, oh, I'm so tired when I come home from working, so I go play the guitar. And they laugh, and then they high five in the car, and I was just like, yes, yes.
I enjoyed this. Then they went to go try on her wedding dress and get it altered. And it was beautiful.
It was gorgeous.
And Sarah was crying. I don't know, y'all. This is just there was not a lot of funny stuff about this section, but it was delicious. It was so beautiful.
Even Natalie at Svetlana Bride was normal. I wanted to get more from her. The fact that it's called Svetlana Bride in the middle of Connecticut.
She kind of had her shit together.
She did.
Natalie, Svetlana.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Olga would approve.
Would approve.
So, anyway, I also wrote that when Sarah says, well, you're part of our big family now. And then that was not like the fourth time I cried.
God. Oh, God.
That's all I basically had about that. It was just good. It was a really good segment.
It was a really beautiful segment. And with that, I think this is a great time for us to take a little break. Y'all.
Okay, and now we go from someone who supports each other to two people who literally are awful.
I am so...
And emotionally destroyed. They have emotionally destroyed each other.
Y'all, I'm going to tell you this for the rest of the season. If you don't want to watch Anna and Marcel, that's fine. I don't either. However, we do a podcast about this, so we will watch it for you. So if you want to fast forward through these parts...
You can fast forward
through
all of Anna and Marcel.
That's what the fuck I would do, because we're going to fucking go through this shit show for you. You know why? Because that's what we do.
I'm a service provider.
And you're a whore.
I'm like Time Warner with better service.
But you're the same in that you don't call you back. Never. Time Warner will never call you back.
You know what? I rarely show up in that 4-hour window.
Rarely. This is true.
I rarely show up in that 4-hour window, but I'll get there sometime and it'll be worth it.
There's not really that much to talk about them except for just this weird, like Marcel runs in the living room and like doesn't even say a word, just tries to like headbutt her and hug her. It's like a dog, like when a dog wants you to
headbutting going on.
Yes, it's like when a big dog wants you to pet him and they just lean on you.
Yeah.
I didn't get that at all.
I did see someone on Twitter, because I can see that, or maybe it was on the Sissy Squad that I could see. Someone said Marcel, when he cries, looked like someone is crying on The Sims. When stuff is coming out of their head and they hold their head, that's gold. That's exactly what it is. Y'all, let's just get real with these two people. They're both broken. Neither of them talked about their future, and this has been precipitated from the beginning. Neither one of them were living in reality. There was this like pipe dream that they could be together, and both of them thought that like life would just work itself out, and that doesn't happen for a 90-day fiance.
It doesn't. I actually put literally, it's not real. It's just their fantasy is dissolving in front of their eyes. Exactly.
And it involved everyone they know, all of her friends, her children, her mother, all of his family. So they've done this to themselves. I have no sympathy for either of them. And I've had this for about 5 episodes. You guys know I'm done with these two.
Yeah, they're not even putting her kids in the situation, because I bet her kids are done. The only thing I agree with Marcel is at one point Marcel says, he basically said through the phone, he says he has to choose his mother. And Poodle and I can agree with that, because that's pretty much why we're gay. Because can you imagine what would Mother Poodle do to the woman you married, to her favorite gay son?
Well, first of all, if I had married a woman, Mother Poodle would undercut her at every turn. She already does enough with her second favorite child, who married a woman. That's my younger brother and my sister-in-law. Every time I talk to my mother, there's a dig at my sister-in-law. Well, far be it from me to comment. But far be it from me to comment on parenting. But whenever I go over there, there's just toys and there's shit all over that house. Again, my mother would always, when we were growing up, my mother's favorite words was, "Why is there shit everywhere? I'm just walking through shit. All I do is pick up shit." All I do is like, you know what? I know this food is shit to you. I guess you don't have to eat it. That's my mother's favorite word, was shit. Anyway, so I want to talk a little bit. One of the things I wrote down, besides a lot of, oh, this is terrible, oh no, there's nothing to talk about, all his words are empty.
They are empty.
And then Anna saying things like, "You lost me," like almost trying to get even with him is even worse.
It's like digging in, like it was like watching. Honestly, it was like when people break up in 6th grade. Remember when somebody breaks up on the playground and you have to watch it?
No, you send them, if you have any self-respect, you send them a note.
Yes.
That was how I broke up with a girl.
That
was actually one of my better breakups.
That's how my high school girlfriend broke up with me, and I called to tell her that I thought it was shitty.
I also wrote down, is there anything sadder than two people ugly crying on a rooms to go sectional recliner?
No, there's not. It was just.
And it really because the sectional recliner is always weird, because at one point you have to like pull up the thing and it's weird.
It's weird. It's wonky.
A strange thing in the middle.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't know.
And that's definitely.
Am I reclining? Am I sitting up? I don't know.
That living room suite is definitely rooms to go.
Oh, for sure.
Anyway, then Anna cries and her eyeliner is all over the place.
It's all over the place.
I'm really upset that they don't have a makeup artist on the show, just to say, no one wants to see that ever.
Just do some waterproof. Although I guess it looks good for the camera, but also I was worried when she took him to the airport because she was crying so much. I was like, bitch, you gotta drive. Focus.
Agree. And she picks him up at what I'm certain as a La Quinta Inn. And I don't know if anybody else noticed it, but the absurdity of Marcel's suitcase having like 3 yellow ribbons on it?
I didn't understand that. I don't know why.
I guess for bees, because bees are yellow.
I guess. Honestly, I don't remember much from the airport, y'all, because there was a fucking Omaha steak kiosk in the background. And come at me if you've had an Omaha steak, because they are fucking.
Love a good Omaha steak.
Oh, they are so good. I could go to the Nebraska airport just to get a fucking steak.
You're a fat girl.
I am.
I'm shocked that she actually took him to the airport. I wrote, put that bitch in an Uber.
I actually wrote, what would Poodle do if someone chose his mother over him?
I wouldn't even, number one, I would leave them. I would not even care about making sure they got to the airport. Number two, I would badmouth them so badly they could never get a job.
Jesus.
Because, y'all, revenge is a dish best served acted out of emotion. You can quote me on that. That revenge is a dish best served cold. No. When you get revenge, it is hot, white hot rage, and it feels good in the moment. That's how it works. That's a Poodle quote. Poodleism. Anyway, so I may have helped him with his Uber, but I would not have taken him. So
me either.
He's I also wrote that he basically says we found out a little more that he's the only son in his family, and she's still kind of pressuring to saying choose me, like this is like all of a sudden we're in the middle of what is it? What's Jerry Maguire? And all of a sudden she's fucking Renee Zellweger using all these romantic comedy quotes.
She is.
So, choose me. I love you. No, he's a Turkish man who's not attractive and not smart. He is not Tom Cruise.
Yeah, he is not. And the fact, too, that she's so much like, you're done. And then she totally undercuts herself. And then she's just begging.
Yeah, it's really awful. And I want to just say the last thing is, I'd said, is anything sadder than crying on a rooms to go or sectional recliner? Is there anything sadder than crying in a baseball shirt in front of a bare airport wall?
That just said like a blank thing that just said Omaha. And I don't know if a lot of people heard, but Huey and Dewey and Louie were actually crying too. They were just silently sobbing, and Garfield was just saying,
Garfield's like, there was an Omaha steak back there.
Exactly. I want an Omaha steak. That's what Garfield was
already
saying.
Moving on.
Moving the fuck on. Speaking of moving on, let's talk about Jasmine and Blake, because we're going to save Tania and Sinjin for last, y'all.
Now, I will say, I think this was, besides Juliana and Sarah's section, I think this was my favorite with Blake and Jasmine. So Jasmine the Fembot, I think she has updated to a new iOS.
I think so too, yeah.
Because she was like, I do not like drinking and smoking and loud things. And then, like a good fembot, she's like, I don't really care about going those things for him.
You know what?
She's cold, y'all. She is cold as the Finnish winters.
That is the part that although, one thing I just learned about Finland, some of the best internet in the world. So that must be nice. China. Anyway. Oh, God, did I lose you? Are you there? Oh, you're there. I hear you drinking.
I'm here, but I lost you just for a minute.
Jesus.
Here's what I heard. Some of the best internet in world.
You know what? It doesn't fucking matter. China. Anyway, I thought that was.
Jasmine hears everyone.
That's true. I thought that was very cold too. Because look, y'all, there are things that my boyfriend is interested in that I'm not at all. I know that y'all have this too. But if your significant other cares about something, you're like, I might not like it, but I care about it because he cares so much about it. And the fact that she could say that so callously, I mean, that is a big red flag.
Although I kind of understood where she was going when Blake put on a rainbow knit mask and started rapping. And y'all, I'm not a rap fan, but this was god awful.
You know, if you have to wear a mask when you perform so people don't know who you are, you might want to process that.
I just become somebody else when I perform. I mean,
yeah. No, literally, you become somebody else. I did think it was cute in the Uber when he was like touching her face after it took her so long to get fucking ready, and he was.
Well, I wrote. It takes her so long to promote up, and I went. It is very hard covering up exposed metal.
It is. Where hard metal is. Do not touch my skin. You acid will shoot out and burn your
metal. And she went, do not. She went, do not touch face.
Danger.
And at that point, I've got poor connection on my side. What is it for you?
I'm fine on my side.
Okay. Let's just keep going.
Oh God, let's just
this is like fucking triage.
This is like Blake and Jasmine's relationship. Let's just ignore all the bad things and just keep going forward.
So anyway, when she says do not touch face, because if he touched her face, she would her robot reflexes would take over and she would rip his arm out of the socket.
She would. Kind of like y'all remember that robot? Was it from like Superman 3 or Superman 4? Remember when she gets caught up in the computer and she becomes a robot that shoots lasers?
Oh, yeah. Which one was that?
That terrified me as a child. Alyssa or someone, if you could put Jasmine's face on that fembot from Superman, I'd appreciate that.
Alyssa, good idea.
It's a good idea.
So Rita calls and says, "Where are you?" And he's VP of the label and he's not there yet. So y'all, she must have taken like 2 hours to get ready.
Which, more than that. And y'all, I mean, I know this was a performance, but this is at the Mint. Y'all, I guarantee you, first of all, this is like...
That's right, it was at the Mint. If you've been to the Mint, it's not where up-and-coming people play.
It's not. It's only like 6 blocks from my apartment, and I'm pretty sure Jake has made out with someone there.
And you'd be right.
Exactly. But anyway, y'all, next time, I wish we should look for the name of this band. Maybe he'll be playing and we could go see them. Although I don't want to
I just want to see Everett.
Okay, so the performance, her and her sister, well, we're going to get to Everett, but we're almost done.
Yeah.
Rita's a ride or die friend in the alley giving some fucking hashtag truth talk.
Oh, yeah. She's letting him have it.
Well, I appreciate that someone finally said, is she here just to be with what we've all been thinking? Is she here just to be with her sister? And she just said that. And Blake kind of like, this is the first time, and I'm pausing to talk about this because I don't want to talk about this in a way that comes sensationalized, but I'm like,
hello?
Can you hear me? Oh, Jesus. Are you there, Poodle?
I can.
Okay,
I can
good.
hear you. I am.
I don't want to sensationalize this so much in the way, but it's just, this is the first time it entered in my head. He's ignoring all the red flags so much. Is he gay? Because he is from a very strict family. Is he using her as a beard?
I've been convinced more and more of it. I'm the last person to say anyone's gay, but
I am too. I don't mean that, but it's hiding something.
All signs that I will say this, that I was thinking the only reason I'm thinking he may be gay, that he likes a pretty girl to be there as kind of like a non-emotional connection for him, but to give him a little bit of cachet to make him feel straight. But I don't know.
I think whether he's gay or not, I think what the underlying pinning is, it's like he wants to be with her to, like you said, for some type of cachet. That's really what it is. Whether gay or not, it's like she's a trophy to him, it feels like.
I would agree with that.
Maybe that's a better way of what we're saying without talking about his sexuality. There we go.
I think what we can agree on is that this music they are making is terrible.
I'm not a a rap fan. I wouldn't know, but I didn't think it was great.
It's not good. Now, there is a guy in a harness walking around, and I'm like, this looks like a club that I've been to.
That was another reason why I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Usually a man in a harness, it's a different kind of club. It's not really music.
No,
it's like all of a sudden we're at Slammers.
Yeah, Slammers are flex.
Mm-hmm. Y'all, and what we do know on Slammers, on Yelp, they have received some nice ratings for their staff.
So, as people pointed out in our Sissy Squad, y'all, we're education here because so many of you have learned about gay sex clubs and lube. Thank you. Hashtag boy butter.
Hashtag thanking our sponsor, Boy Butter, which looks like a 10. I want to talk about the next day when we're at the scene in the recording studio, as you probably pointed out, and looks like Woodland Hills.
Oh, it is. Like I looked it up. It is.
Anyway, so we meet Joey, who was the bearded guy who was in the harness. And y'all, Joey's my type, and Joey got BDF.
Joey can get it, and I'm not even into white guys.
He can get it.
With that harness.
Get it.
You know, It's so funny. I forgot he was the one in the harness. And I even said, speaking of gay porn, y'all, I said, he looks like somebody who would star in a Raging Stallion video. Y'all, that's a type of porn called Raging Stallion, but I'll even say Raging Stallion.
You know, I was thinking more of a men.com, and he would have like a Russian name. But I think you're right with Raging Stallion.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be like in a dark room with like those metal great walls and just black.
Lots of like chains on him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
Anyway, I wrote, I hate white rappers, but damn.
But damn. And also,
so
Everett is a sensuous man. I'm just saying it. Oh, God.
And I don't know what happened. We all of a sudden we have the boys are saying, you know, she is they're worried about him, and they're kind of like working on their sample. And I don't know. This may have just been China, but my screen was like cutting out a little bit.
Mm-hmm, mine did too.
And all of a sudden, they were working on a sample, and Everett just starts massaging Blake's shoulders. Mm-hmm. And then Joey kind of like is the front. And then slowly they push him into a position then they make a London Bridge with Blake.
And they clap lady.
And then he starts sucking Joey's dick, and Everett's behind him.
Mm-hmm. Giving him the Tom Thumb, if you know what I mean.
Giving him the low hard one.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Ooh.
A good London Bridge. London Bridge is falling down.
Yeah, exactly.
Bye, Menon. I think I just conflated two things.
You know, but it made sense. But it's definitely giving him the crown jewels.
So, and that's what I saw. And then at the very end, Blake says, I just got a good idea for a song.
Exactly. And then he pulled out and they spooched all over Blake's back and said, we don't like your girlfriend. And then they left.
I would say one last thing. He did say something about, you know, Jasmine is just kind of non-expressive at times. Because she's a robot.
Because you can't compute in that. So the thing it's really talking about, I mean, there's not much to talk about their conversation, except for, I get that she's shy and Blake's trying to defend her, but she's not trying at all in any aspects of his life. And I know she's left her country.
No.
But the deal is, it's not like she's leaving fucking Ukraine or like Nigeria. She left fucking Finland. You poodle, I looked it up. Finland was voted the most happy country in 2019 in the world.
Yeah, I think she's just there for her sister. I don't know why this is so not obvious.
That's why I don't have sympathy for her, because she's not like this woe is me life. No, she's an entitled white privileged fembot who's totally taking advantage of him. Sorry.
Agreed. That's all I have about those two. I was kind of thrown after the London Bridge scene, so I didn't really have a lot to say after that. But Joey can get it, y'all. I want to see more of Joey, preferably shirtless.
And Everett. Ooh, Everett. Ooh. Oh, I followed his Instagram. And y'all, I just want to say one more thing. If you're in a relationship and none of your friends like the person you're in a relationship with, that's a red flag. That's a red flag.
That is true because your friends want the best for you.
They really do. Unless you have horrible friends. Poodle's a bitch, but he wants the best for me. And when
it's true.
And when that yoga guy brought over his toothbrush the night we hooked up for the first time, he got the bitch out.
And I said, take a look at what's there on this shelf. I'm like, I'm not letting this stand. He brought his electronic toothbrush, y'all. I said, that's a red flag, and I got that shit done.
Mm-hmm. You did. That's a good friend.
Let's move on to the one of the worst people in the world, and St. John.
And St. John. I wish Tania's friends would show up.
Oh no, you mean
what was her Monique?
Mascarpone.
What was her
and
name?
Indigo. And
no, the ones
Flavonoid.
No, not her. The ones at the airport.
Oh, Monique. Oh, those were tough.
She was a ride or die. You know, Monique would think those other girls in Costa Rica were basic like bitches.
She wouldn't be able to handle them.
And what somebody posted in the Sissy Squad is that here Tania thinks she's this woke ass woman, whereas Sarah and Juliana just fucking schooled her on what a true strong woman is.
A fucking man.
Anyway, I'm sorry. What were your thoughts on this?
So Tania comes back, and she's like that laugh, that laugh that we hate. And so then they're on the back of the car, and she's just like smelling his armpit.
And she's like, oh, you smell so good. And he's like, it's natural. Y'all.
That's some Silver Lake shit right there.
That is
Silver Lake hipster shit.
Silver Lake, y'all.
And I'm kind of into it sometimes, but most of the time not.
I am not. I like people to smell clean. St. John,
I don't love cologne, but I don't need someone should wear deodorant.
No, remember you like cologne fine, Poodle. Hawthorne. Get your Hawthorne.
No, I love get your Hawthorne on. I like my Hawthorne.
He actually does, y'all.
That's my Hawthorne. I want to say Hawthorne.
That's your whore. But St. John does not smell good. But the thing that I noticed when he picked her up at the airport, I was like, fuck, he is in love with her.
He really is. And he's really head over heels.
He really is.
I want to bring up that Tania hates biting into apples. So he will bite into the apple for her and feed her like a baby bird. And that's love.
Y'all. This is a metaphor for their relationship, literally in the apple. This is like some biblical Adam and Eve shit right here. I'm telling you.
Yep.
This basically means he's going to be wiping her ass. And when she has kids, she's going to do nothing but the fun stuff. Nothing.
Yep. Agreed.
He's going to do fucking everything.
Diapers. That is so insightful. He's going to do all the hard stuff. He'll do all the hard talks. She'll do all the fun things like shopping with the kids. And
then he'll do exactly it. Right. And then she will get on to him for not doing it the way she wanted him to do it. But she won't do it herself.
I hate her so much. I hate her. I hate her so much.
She's a pretty gross person. And the fact, this is what bothers me, I think, the most about her. When she says, I know that I'm extra. I am.
I wrote, and that's what we call a little bit, to do a callback for Angela. I'll take the understatement of the year for 3,000, Alex.
3,000 daily double. But that's what pisses me off.
Basic bitch was on 90 Day Fiancé season
what basic
7.
Bitch?
The whole country hated her. What is Tania?
But that's what bothers me, is that I get annoyed by people who are horrible people but don't know better. But she actually has the awareness to know better, and she chooses not to do it, which a lot of people do that, actually. But the fact that she verbalizes it, ugh.
And she keeps saying things like, like out to him, our values align, but who knows about the timing. So she creates this culture of uncertainty with him that makes him crazy, and she gaslights him, and she makes him believe that they're on shaky ground constantly.
Yeah.
And it's awful. She's almost emotionally abusing him consistently.
Y'all, speaking of shaky ground, Sinjin worked in a mine for 7 fucking years.
Now, I don't know what kind of mine it was, but my mind immediately went to a diamond mine, like fucking blood diamonds.
I just imagine him and like 7 other dwarfs. Hi ho, hi ho.
Good in that mining picture. He looked good. He could get it. Mining Sinjin could get it.
Mining Sinjin could mine my ass for diamonds all he wanted to. Guess he could spelunk. He could spelunk me any time of the night. Yo
I must say, then he's like talking about it, and she's like, "I'm sorry you were a minor." Like, can you just stop talking about it? I'm sorry you had the hardship to be a minor.
It's insane to me that here she talked about Sinjin doesn't understand like other races or things like that, yet she has no idea about classism, and that even in some countries, people that are white, yes, white people do have privilege and better chances, and white people sometimes are still born from lower classes and have to work really shitty jobs,
and
are oppressed by the classism. And so I really think that now when he's like, I want to be a fireman, a policeman, woodworking, carpentry, and I don't understand Tania. However, I did realize.
She's like, how long is that going to take? How long is that going to take?
Well, but I think I get where her. Look, this is what I got a picture as I was watching this, like an insight of 2 things. First of all, Tania, look at her mother. She had a very chaotic. The Skeksis. Tania had a very chaotic childhood, I bet, and has a horrible relationship with her father. And I bet she had probably no certainty in her child. Because it looks like her mother, Missy fucking partied hard, y'all. And it looks like she was probably a fun time, but not necessarily the most. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong, so don't come at me. Yeah. But just it's judging that she wasn't there. So, Tania needs that certainty. But really, I love Sinjin. I think he's a nice guy, but he totally is a man-child. And really, I just saw for the first time, oh, he's a good time and a great fuck. And that's kind of about it.
He is. And he's very much whatever turns his head at the moment. And Tania both loves that and hates that about him.
Yes.
And she can't reconcile the two. And when she's talking about when she was gone, she's like, why didn't you take a woodworking class? And I went, with what money? They don't have anything.
Yeah.
And then he says something like, oh, I really want you to set me free. You know, like this scene in the car was so awful. And she's sitting there wearing that motherfucking pink shirt again that I guess she has 11 of. Or maybe it's the same one. I don't know. And she says,
Go ahead.
She's like, I've been so lenient with you. And I leaned back in my chair and said, if anyone said that to me, I would spring at them and maybe try to strangle them.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She's a horrible person. They are not a good match.
She said things like, I feel like I'm never being heard. Y'all, if someone tells you that I'm not being heard, that means they need to be heard 24 hours a day.
Yes, if they say that repeatedly, if they say that every now and again in the conversation, but yeah, because that's going to be her thing, is that she's never going to be heard, she's never going to feel important, and she's never going to feel safe because someone you're in a relationship
hurt her. Yeah.
Yes, and y'all, people in your lives don't make you feel safe. You make yourself feel safe, and then other people can support you in that.
Also, if this is a trick, if someone does come up to you and say, I'm not feeling heard, this is a good thing, because I've done this with people. All you have to do is parrot what they just said right back to them, guys.
That's basically it.
Immediately, all you have to do is, so what you're saying is blah, blah, blah. Then they're fine. Because as I say all the time in my daily life, all anyone needs in this world, all we're looking for is a little fucking validation.
That's it.
That's all we're looking for.
But since you called her on it, when he said that was her problem in the world, is that he's like, that's your problem with society. You never will feel heard. Like, he went deep and fucking called her out on it.
I agree.
I bet he is so good in bed. Ooh.
She must be.
No,
I gotta. Well, that's what I meant. I'm sorry. She's awful. She just lays there. So I thought that's all I have.
That's me too.
I think let's go to our sissy shout outs. Can you give me one on Facebook, because I don't think I can get on?
Okay, y'all, it's time for our sissy shout outs, and because Alyssa shaded us, because we didn't know what letter we were on. Basically, she did.
We can't remember from day to day.
So I think she might have done these before. I don't remember. I think we're on N and O. That's what we're going to do. So we apologize if it's wrong again. Just let us know. Let us know.
We know you will.
We know you will. Okay. So my sissy shout out is going to be, our first name is Nadine Saley. Nadine Saley. It
needs to be a word. The rhyme needs to be a word.
If you feel like you want to go sailing, you feel saily. So
I'm going to give you that. I'm going to give you that one. I'm going to give you that one.
Y'all, Nadine, she is the president of her local town's PTA, but she doesn't have children. She just likes to boss people around.
My mother did that after we graduated. Elementary school. My mother was the PTA president when we were even in school.
Y'all, she goes to PTA meetings. She's been there for 5 years and nobody even knows where she came from, but she drinks a Bloody Mary during each meeting and she just listens the entire time. And then when they ask her what she thinks, she just says nope and walks out. You know why? Because she's a badass bitch. And also, her favorite thing to do is to drive around her convertible, just listening to Elvis's Love Me Tender, because y'all, she has a lost love and it was the biggest dick she ever had sex with.
Oh,
and then
that hurts.
And then he went to prison. And so that's why she loves Love After Lockup too. So that's Nadine Saley, y'all. Nadine Saley.
I love Nadine. My sissy shout out goes to Danny O.
Oh God.
Salapan. Danny O. Salafam?
And this
Salafan?
is Danny, D-A-N-I, right? A girl, correct?
D-A-N-I. Y'all, there's a lot of ways to spell Danny as a girl.
It's true.
She's female, or she identifies as such. I assume.
Tell us about Danny O'Salafan.
She might identify as male, or she might identify as gender neuter. Who cares?
It's
do whatever you need to do.
Gender neutral, not gender neutered. Jesus.
Neutral.
Tell us about Danny.
Anyway, well, Danny is an Irish step dancer. and I know something about that because I was a clogger. And Danny actually participates in what I would call a stepping war with the clogging troupe. They fuck with each other all the time. She's an Irish step dancer, so she's got the kind of the high shoulders. She's got the really kind of like sexy uniforms.
Oh yes.
And the cloggers, she just calls cloggers stompers, y'all. That's what she calls them.
She's a badass one.
I know it's real ugly. But she likes nothing more than her favorite thing is to throw out Snappin' Pops and to pop them. Y'all know what Snappin' Pops are. Come at me if you remember Snappin' Pops. Anyway, she loves to do that. And strangely enough, one of her favorite things is when she sleeps with her husband is that she puts on her little uniform and she dances on top and she dances on top of his back. And then she jumps on his big dick and rides it. And she goes, Gorshin Begora, Gorshin Begora, Gorshin Begora.
And you know what? She's probably
thinking. And then all of a sudden, shamrocks jump out of the air.
Shamrocks jump out. And she's probably thinking about going into chiropractic because I'm sure she pops his back whenever she does that.
Yep. Anyway, that's Danny O'Callahan.
Danny O'Callahan.
Sorry.
Oh, shit.
Danny. I'm looking at the number. Anyway,
y'all.
That's all. That's Danny's life.
That's our sissy shout outs. Hopefully we're back on track. Thank you for keeping us legit. Poodle,
thanks for bearing with me as I'm in China, y'all.
It only took fucking 36 hours, but we finally recorded this fucking show. Poodle.
I will say, we're going to be in a better place for internet next time we're doing it. I've already looked.
Thank Jesus the Lord.
Yeah.
Y'all, I'm going to rush through these and before we lose Poodle and just tell you, go to our website at sissythattalk.com. You can see all of our shows there. We've got River Mails. We've got Sweet Tea, our Southern Charm podcast, which, by the way, news is Catherine and Thomas are back together again.
Oh, no.
Yes. They're all over
everything.
Instagram. Yeah. There's a picture of Catherine with Thomas, and she says something like, I do whatever I want, or something like that. Yeah. It's not good.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, no.
So that apparently is happening. So you can listen to that in Sweet Tea. You can listen to your old Dear Mattie episodes.
Sabrina's coming back, y'all. Bitchcraft is coming back.
We talked about Bitchcraft. So catch up on Bitchcraft and listen to that. And you can find all of our Sissy merch. If you want the Let It Be shirts, they go away on February 1st. So go to our sissythattalk.com.
Make Mother Poodle proud.
Somebody just bought a Let It Be
shirt.
Someone got a Let It Be mug today, actually. You go to sissythattalk.com.
I swear to God. I've got to tell my mother about that, but I don't know what she's going to do.
I'm afraid she'll start listening to our show. Be careful.
My sister-in-law, when I told her, she laughed for like 10 minutes.
You should get them both shirts. Also,
That's
y'all.
Great. I'm going to get my niece and nephew those shirts.
Well, you better by February 1st. I'm not keeping it open for your ass. Sorry.
Anyway, can we just get stuff for free for us?
No, we still have to pay for it, but it's not. I think it's a little cheaper.
We have to pay for shit.
We do.
Okay, I gotta go get on the bus so I can play Frozen.
Jesus. All right. I think that's basically it, y'all. Just shout us out on Cameo. Don't forget cameos. And lastly, don't forget our Patreon. All of this stuff is in the show notes.
I've been doing cameos from China.
You have. I got to do one too. And y'all, remember, we call these people lonely hearts because aren't we all just lonely hearts looking for love?
Yes. And if you decide to get a 90-day fiancé, you need to call
us.
But don't call me because I'm in China. I can't answer it.
Bye.
Bye.